At this time in Iran, 50 Americans are still held captive, innocent victims of terrorism and anarchy. The United States will not yield to blackmail. Now, as during the last 3.5 decades, the relationship between our country, the United States of America, and the Soviet Union is the most critical factor in determining whether the world will live at peace or be engulfed in global conflict. And in the 1970s, 3 American presidents negotiated with the Soviet leaders in attempts to halt the growth of the nuclear arms race. We sought to establish rules of behavior that would reduce the risks of conflict. Preventing nuclear war is the foremost responsibility of the 2 superpowers. That's why we've negotiated the Strategic Arms Limitation talks, the treaties SALT I and SALT II. Massive Soviet troops are attempting to subjugate the fiercely independent and deeply religious people of Afghanistan. And I have notified the Olympic Committee that with Soviet invading forces in Afghanistan, neither the American people nor I will support sending an Olympic team to Moscow.
I invited to Camp David people from almost every segment of our society, business and labor, teachers and preachers, governors, mayors, and private citizens.
We are working with our allies to prevent conflict in the Middle East. The peace treaty between Egypt and Israel is a notable achievement which represents a strategic asset for America and which also enhances prospects for regional and world peace. We are now engaged in further negotiations to provide full autonomy for the people of the West Bank and Gaza, to resolve the Palestinian issue in all its aspects, and to preserve the peace and security of Israel. Our decision to normalize relations with the People's Republic of China will help to preserve peace and stability in Asia and in the Western Pacific.
Why have we not been able to get together as a nation to resolve our serious energy problem? We can't go on consuming 40% more energy than we produce.
The need has never been more urgent. At long last, we must have a clear, comprehensive energy policy for the United States. As you well know, I have been working with the Congress in a concentrated and persistent way over the past 3 years to meet this need. Last year, we reduced overall petroleum consumption by 8% and gasoline consumption by 5%. The crises in Iran and Afghanistan have dramatized a very important lesson. Our excessive dependence on foreign oil is a clear and present danger to our nation's security. The single biggest factor in the inflation rate last year, the increase in the inflation rate last year, was from one cause, the skyrocketing prices of OPEC oil. We must take whatever actions are necessary to reduce our dependence on foreign oil and at the same time reduce inflation.
When we import oil, we are also importing inflation plus unemployment. Our neck is stretched over the fence, and OPEC has a knife.
We must take other actions to strengthen our nation's economy. First, we will continue to reduce the deficit and then to balance the federal budget. Second, as we continue to work with business to hold down prices, we'll build also on the historic national accord with organized labor to restrain pay increases in a fair fight against inflation. Third, we will continue our successful efforts to cut paperwork and to dismantle unnecessary government regulation. Fourth, we will continue our progress in providing jobs for America, concentrating on a major new program to provide training and work for our young people, especially minority youth.